Hello, I'm Zachary Hoon, and welcome to GalleryPlus. Most of you are already familiar with us, probably from a Third Friday. But for those of you who don't know us, let me take a minute to explain. GalleryPlus is one of 60-plus art-related companies located in 78th Street Studios in the Gordon Square Arts District of Cleveland. The building is a refurbished factory that was built to manufacture Baker electric cars in the early 1900s. Many people still remember our building as home to the American Greetings Creative Studios through the 1980s. The current owner purchased the building in the early 2000s and has built it into what we all know today. It's easiest to think about 78th Street Studios as an office building that houses separate businesses. But what makes us unique is that all those businesses are art-related, mostly artist studios and individual art galleries. But being separate means we all have different operating hours. Some are regular hours, but a lot are by appointment only. So to give a unique experience, everybody in the building holds an open house from 5 to 9 o'clock on the third Friday of every month, Third Fridays. These events have become hugely popular, and pre-COVID, attendance was 1,500 or more people. At GalleryPlus, we could count on 500 or 600 people coming through our doors. Now, just like you, we have no idea when we'll get back to normal or what that normal might look like. But a few things I think are certain. It'll be some time before we get back to anywhere close to the same amount of people that used to come through our doors. And being able to do things virtual and have digital offerings is going to be critical to our success. So, in the meantime, I want to offer you all a chance to visit us virtually while getting to know a little bit about our artists. Speaking of our artists, that is something that does make us a little unique in the building. I typically am showing 5 different artists at once. These are on an ongoing basis. I call them our regular artists, and I try to mix up the mediums as much as possible. Over the years, we've had watercolor. We always have painters in oil and acrylic. I've had sculptors, I've had photographers. I myself show infrared photography, multimedia artists, and the list goes on and on. Tonight we're going to focus on 2 of our regular artists, Sam Francasio, who paints in acrylic and sometimes oil, and Eva Wolf, who paints in oil. And after that, I'm going to give you a little bit of insight into what goes into my infrared photography. So right now, I invite you to grab a glass of wine, sit back, watch some of the work, and learn a little bit about our artists.
My family bought me a camera. That's where it all started, right there. Taking pictures and enjoying nature. I love the Monet style and also the Van Gogh style. I do a lot of fantasy world sort of things, to emphasize nature in my own way. I always wanted to be an inventor, and now I'm inventing on canvas. I create visions in my head, and I make it happen in my canvas. Trying to experiment, invent, as you call it. And I have fun with it, make my expression on there. Try to make a floral abstract painting, impressionistic. I have the better quality paints. I get a at the tube. I just squirt it right on there, squeeze it right on there to pop it out. I build up with the textures and I have fun with it. I like the vibrant colors. I use the colors, try to do whatever I could to maximize the colors. I try to make it pop, try to make it out in vibrant. Van Gogh, he had an influence of Oriental influences he did a few paintings there, and I wanted to try something different as my experimenting on color. Like I said, I like the Monet style. It is very, I love his work. It really inspired me a lot. I enjoy having people look at my work and their impression of it.
Eva Wolf has been painting and drawing for as long as she can remember. It's always been the fun part of her life and personality. Her parents always supported her artistic endeavors, whether they be dancing, writing, or painting. She always had all the supplies she needed and was continually inspired by the beauty of nature around her, as well as her own rich imagination. Now, Eva is a full-time fine artist, best known for her peaceful, atmospheric seascapes. She defines her style as contemporary realism with elements of abstraction. Her love of the ocean flows deeply from childhood memories and is renewed with every breathtaking sunrise and sunset she witnesses. Passionate about traveling and the world's beaches, she's been to 21 countries now, Eva captures the emotions these inspiring places evoke through oil on canvas. Her favorite places on the East Coast of the United States are Cape Elizabeth, Maine, the Outer Banks, North Carolina, and St. Augustine and Fort Lauderdale in Florida. She usually takes inspirational tours every 2 to 3 months to paint on location and to gather information for her studio pieces. She believes the ocean contains the wisdom of life in its intricate foam patterns and secretive depths, and finds its infinitely changing character a useful metaphor to keep life in perspective. She is inspired by the seascapes of J.M.W. Turner, Winslow Homer, E. John Robinson, and Byron Pickering. With every new painting, Eva challenges herself to grow artistically. Getting feedback from her fellow artists and art collectors is what drives her to create. My medium of choice is infrared photography, presented in both classic black and white as well as color. Here's a sampling of some recent work. The Guardians of Transportation on the Lorraine Carnegie Bridge have long been a favorite subject in images of Cleveland. My take utilizes a long exposure to get the movement in the clouds. In classic black and white infrared photographs, foliage appears white and is often confused for snow until you notice the people are actually dressed for warmer weather. One of the things I enjoy most about infrared photography is how images can look both nostalgic and futuristic, often at the same time, evoking a sense of timelessness. I've been extremely fortunate to have traveled a lot in the past several years, and I always take my camera to immortalize scenes both famous and ordinary. I believe infrared photography is uniquely positioned to convey the extensive history that is present so abundantly in Europe. Back home in Cleveland, I like to use infrared photography to present subjects we see every day in a new light, literally. Since infrared light falls outside our visible spectrum, when images are presented in color, there is no right or wrong way to present the light that was captured. Artists are free to take complete creative license when choosing the colors they use based on the vision they have and what they want to say with their images. Images captured at different times of year produce different results. In early spring, you can still get the white leaf effect while seeing much more of the branches in the trees. In this image, which was shot in midsummer, I chose to present the foliage in red, giving an autumn feel. A long exposure blurred the water, adding to the serenity of the photograph. This image illustrates another aspect of IR photography, heightened definition in the clouds. While many people have asked if this image is a collage, it's actually a single exposure. Another unusual aspect of infrared photography is its ability to see through haze, a real benefit when shooting Cleveland in July and August. Presenting the foliage in reds added to the drama of this late winter scene shot in the Wasatch Mountains of Utah. While I increase the saturation in this image, the colors presented here are very close to the raw image that's captured by my infrared converted camera. Prints of all images shown can also be ordered matted to fit standard size frames. Email me directly for more information. Well, that's all we've got for tonight. Thanks for joining us. I hope you all had a good time, and we'll be sure to make this a regular habit. To find out about upcoming virtual tours and date nights, please be sure to follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. All of those will point you to our website, which is www.gallery-plus.com. Until next time, cheers.